Yo, Stickosaurus here, and today we are going to start on a Denziman pink. Sorry, I lost the intro to this video, but we're going to roll with it. I just put some spot video on here, and then we moved right on to sanding. Oof, that didn't go well. It's got stuff all over it now, and it's scratched. We'll just let it dry, and we'll do a quick hand sand where it has stuff on it, and we'll prime it again. Not a big deal. It didn't look like anything broke, but man, she's slippery. So I don't know what we're gonna do yet. Two things. One, I modeled these little doodad looking things to put in the tops up here. These ones I think are too thick, and these ones I feel are too small. I don't know the best way to do this. Let me get one of these little squares, for example. Some of the bigger stuff will work, I think, just fine. But like, well, it fell back there, but you see how it's under enough. Should be okay. It's kind of hard to, judge this without doing the visor yet. And then like some of the bigger stuff. See if I can get one of these off. Like that. Oops, sorry. That's like pushing. Yeah. It's like pushing it. I'm not sure. It's so hard to give you a good angle. See how it's just... That might work. It's like these might work. I'll have to go through and see. I found some really good reference for red. Some decent for pink. This isn't 100% accurate. I don't know if you could be. These are made with parts at the time, I guess. I mean, I guess you could sit there and model every single one little piece out that you can kind of see, but you can't honestly see them all very well. Oops. So I don't know. I think these little things I want to get these in here and paint them black, I think is the way to go, and then we will just hand paint them best we can, maybe. Or maybe it's better to paint them before. Like these are too big, which is a shame because I was kind of pumped about those, but the smaller ones will work. Needs cleaned up a little bit, I think. Like, that'll work fine. So maybe I will do another sheet of these, but size up the low capacitors I made. They're hard to tell on the tiny ones. You can't really see, but here's the... And again, I made like fatter ones, skinnier ones. They're nothing crazy. Just a little bevel. I think they'll be fine. Or the other option is to cut this out and recess it a little bit. Just don't know how we would do that. So we'll see. So that's an option. I'm not sure what we're going to do. I think I'm just going to have to commit to something. And I would like to get them on before we paint. I mean, I know this is all black here, but that would also give these like a base coat for sure. I gotta finish sanding this, get ready to wet sand. And the other thing I'm going to try to do, and then I will probably just glue these in, drill holes for the LEDs, because we're going to do that after we get everything painted. We'll put them in. And then we'll sand it, wet sand it, and then we're ready for the base coat. These are the LEDs I will be using. Box is kind of taped, but they're a little bigger. I wanted the bigger ones, not the micro ones. These are more true to the time, I guess. And they're different colored ones in here, and they came with these relatively thick wires. I don't know what gauge they are, but we could string them across in there, and I think they're going to look pretty good to the original. The original definitely thicker, for sure. So there's that. But I think we're finally getting places. These Denziman are intimidating, super intimidating. I don't know if I'm going to do them all visors. I'll see how this one goes. I might do the other one stunt. This was a lot of work, and I think this piece of plastic cost me like $12, and it's too short. So red's bigger because I scaled it up because I thought it looked kind of small. So I don't know about that one. I think blue's a little smaller, so maybe we could do that one, do stunt the other ones. We'll see what looks better in the end, I guess. And to hook these up, I got little 9-volt battery supplies. On that, it says you can run 2 of them full brightness on a 9-volt. So I think if we do 4, we might get, they're going to be dimmer, but I think we can pull off 4 on one 9-volt battery. We'll pack, we'll just Velcro it in up here. Shouldn't be a problem. Hopefully, these are my plans. You know how things change. Probably skip to me gluing stuff in up here. I think just super glue should be fine. And we'll just kind of make it look cool, I guess. The primer will make it look better, and then we'll just go in and hand paint it, I guess. That's the plan. That's what we're going to do, and we're going to see what happens. Just kind of went for it, kind of freeballed it. This has a big circle there, so kind of just went off that. A lot of wires. I'll get some cat cable and get some wires we'll put in there, and then the wires for the LEDs, which I did mark. One there. I did maybe cover up. There's supposed to be one there, but we'll just put it right there. No big deal. And there's one here too. So we'll get that. Shouldn't be a problem. I'm just going to hit this with primer real quick, see what it looks like. And then after we decide what we're doing with the visor, I got it spray tinted, and I think it looks okay, but I don't know. Maybe we'll just cut out some of this and just go for it. I don't know. Really don't need to make a decision though. So, but yeah, I'm just going to hit this little primer, and we'll see how it looks. I think we're just going to go for it. We're going to just cut out kind of this area I marked. It doesn't have to be perfect. Hopefully, I don't screw this up like I've screwed up everything this particular weekend. We did get a little bit of running when I did the black on the sides where we're going to put the pink, so it's kind of an issue, but I wet sanded it down and it should be okay. I'm not super concerned if we get pink up in the brain area, as we're going to hand paint most of that anyway, and we can cover this candy pink up with black, no problem. Hopefully the visor's masked well enough. Again, not a huge deal. We can just throw some acrylic, and we're going to glue the already tinted visor over it, so not a big deal. As long as we get that nice line where the mouth plate is, I think we'll be okay. So I'm going to put this on. Probably going to take a couple coats. This candy doesn't cover super well, but I'm happy with it. I also drilled out the holes a little bit extra to fit the LEDs and one of the wires up through, so we can chain them together, hopefully. So that's the plan. I think we're going good. I'm not sure how the visor's going to look. It might look a little too thick. But we're committed now, so we're going to follow through with this one regardless. So if this looks terrible, maybe we won't do it. I think I'm going to order some 0.4 PETG sheets instead of 0.6 like this was. Hopefully it's a nice middle ground, but we'll see. I'm probably definitely going to do red stunt, and the other 3 aren't quite to the decision-making time yet, so we'll see. I'd like to get one of these done and get the the anxiety of not knowing how I'm going to do them over with like the LEDs and stuff. So we're getting there. But here we go. Not sure what's going on. Here, I'll move you in. I mean, I know what it is. It's dust. But I've been hitting these with my tack cloth pretty good before this, so I don't know. Must need a new tack cloth, but that's kind of a bummer. Those are hard to get rid of. But yeah, that's usually just dust. And the paint collects around it. So that's a little bit of a bummer. But this first coat, we'll see. I'm going to take my time with this. Don't want it to run. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to super take my time this weekend. Sorry if that was a jarring camera thing, but I'm going to give this 15 minutes and then we'll put another coat on. But it doesn't look bad. I like this candy pink. I mean, it's very 70s. 70s, oh, I guess not 70s, Sentai. 80s. Denziman's 80s. Though I used this on, I think my Go Ranger pink. I think I used candy pink on her, so 70s, right? And there's another one I'm going to use it on too. Not sure. It's like Queen doesn't have pink on her, she's red. I'm looking at it right now. What a shame. What a shame. Screwed that up this weekend too. But it's another video. We'll let this dry. Probably going to do 3 coats on it. Don't worry. I've been trying to cut my editing down, so you won't notice. But we'll do that. Since I have everything masked off, I'll do the mouth plate. Then we will glue the visor on and do the hand painting on the brain area, which we're just winging. By the way, I don't know how you could source the parts for that or have a good enough picture to get the parts for it. I have a good picture of red, and like the shapes and stuff that I modeled to use for these are based off that. I do have some pictures like where the LEDs are, and there's like a weird like crystal in pinks sometimes. I don't know. I mean, obviously there's more than one helmet, I would hope, or maybe not. I don't know. So it's gonna be close. And once we get the clear part over it, I don't think anyone's gonna care. And if we really wanted to, we could kind of frost the edges of it, because that's kind of what it looks like on the show. But I'm sure it's just wear and tear, not actually like designed that way, which I get. So we will get this going, and hopefully you think these are cool. I'm excited about these. I think the Denziman helmets are great. Denziman is a hidden gem of early Sentai. You should definitely watch it. Definitely watch it. What's her dog's name? I see is they have a robot dog mentor. That's awesome. Okay, that's awesome. Denzi Robo's pretty cool. What's their carriers? Or Denji Shark's pretty cool. Is that what it's called? I could be wrong on the Denzi Shark. I think that's what it is. So, yep. Sorry, I'm rambling, but check out Denziman. Alright, so I hated that other visor. Hated it. So we redid it with the usual 0.2. I don't know how great this is going to be. I am just going to take the plunge, and we are going to just glue this baby down. I think it's going to look fine once we get the film off and it's glued down, cleared and all that. It might look a little funky till we get the clear on it, because this will be shiny and this is flat black. But we're just gonna go with it. We're just gonna roll with it. It is what it is, and that's all I'm gonna say about it. And we're gonna move on, because I could sit here and try to make this work all day, but I don't think it's going to ever work the way I want it to. So I'm just gonna super glue it on, I think. Call it whatever. We'll have to touch up around here a little bit. And I got a little pink up in here, but that's not a big deal. We'll paint. Just hit it with some acrylic, and then we'll start painting this stuff up here. Just some colors based off the images I can find. Other than that, I think we're looking pretty cool, for sure. We're probably just going to do stunt for the rest of the visors, but let's see how this goes. Let's see how it goes. it is. It exists. It's gonna have to do. I think we learned some stuff along the way. You know, the real treasure was the friends we made. Not the end. But it don't look bad. I mean, so I grabbed the back so you don't see the light coming through when I hold it up, but that's not terrible. We kind of screwed up here a little bit. Whatever. I'll put some acrylic on this. Block it out, and then it's not like super flush. There's two places that kind of bent, which is gonna happen because it wasn't formed, you know. And got a little bit of glue seepage here. Just put some acrylic over it, and we'll blend it up into the visor, and it should be fine. I mean, looking straight on, you can't tell. Well, that side you can. Side can't really tell. I don't know. I think it's gonna be fine. Like I said, not everything's knocked out of the park. I think she's gonna look fine on the shelf. Nothing I can do now to fix this warp. It's only in the top too, which kind of bums me out. I don't know. It is what it is. Just don't look at it from top down. But we'll do the other one's stunt, I think. For sure red, because red's... I printed red a little bigger than this one. So this was like max capacity for the plastic I had. I don't think we have a choice with red, but I'm not super disappointed with it. I'm sure it's gonna look cool from far away. Okay, well, I'm gonna touch this up. We'll start filling this in, and we'll work on getting the LEDs in and everything painted up here. And then we gotta vacuum form the cover for here, up here. And make sure our LEDs still fit, yeah. See, so that's gonna be cool. I think that might take away from any deficiencies you see in the visor. But again, we learned. I don't know, maybe just like eye slits or something somewhere. I mean, if I look through, like, I feel like my eyes are like right here. I don't know, we'll see in the other ones. Maybe we can just do slits. I don't know. Very kind of just going with it with these Denziman helmets, because I've only ever seen people do stunt ones. And, I've never seen the inside of a screen one, so I don't know. And, like, the screen ones I have seen pictures of, they're stunt. Except for the one in the Toy Museum. And I can't see the inside of that, so I don't know. It does look like it's visor material, but anything's possible. Anything's possible. Or I couldn't form this. It's too big, and if I cut it out, it's not going to have enough backing. And even if I did cut it out, I couldn't fit it on my table. So this is kind of like my only alternative, either this or stunt, I guess. Or with I did a blue before. It was, you'll see in Blue's video, but it was a Super Sentai Legend Wars mobile game model that I fixed and printed. And what I did was I cut like here, and then just did visor, and this was actual just plastic. So I could do that. Maybe try to make it flush. Or I don't know, maybe we'll try it with one of them. We'll see. We got four more to figure out. So, and if we totally screw one up, we can always reprint it. Yeah, we'll start working on this. We'll see how it goes. Apologize, I didn't do any commentating before that. I kind of jumped into it, but we vacuum formed the top cover for Denzi Pink here. It turned out rather well, I think. I didn't demold it. I don't know what the correct term is for what I did, but I didn't get there yet. What I'm gonna do right now. I did end up mounting a little bit of supports on the one side. not a huge deal. I don't think it affected anything. It was pretty much already formed at that point. I was just trying to suck it in the top up there a little bit. The crest of the V. Tape won't come on. So here it is. I just took a paint marker and just kind of did the line so I have an idea where to cut. Not a big deal. You don't have to do that. It just helps me. Here's where we got a little too hot. Melted a little bit. Not a huge deal. Let's see if we can pop this out. Oh. And that there is as nice as I'm going to get with what I have, the tools I have right now. I will get this cut, and we'll see how it sits in the visor. Not the visor, the brain area. I'm excited about this. This is one of the two things about the Denzi helmets that kind of intimidated me. And I don't know, this is all doable. The rest of them are even easier than this one. This was probably the hardest one, pink, because it's a big curve. The other ones are mostly flat. I'm looking at them all right now. So that should be the hardest one out of the way, as long as we can cut this out, not ruin it, and make sure it fits in there. I apologize. I thought I was recording myself painting the brain chips and stuff, but I think my iPad died or something. It was a couple days ago. Don't mind the dust, but we got that painted. It's nothing special. It's going to be covered up with this. Well, it might be kind of special. You can certainly see a little more of that than I expected you to. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll frost the edges of this or something. And I got the LEDs they're just sitting in there. They're not wired up or anything. I don't know if you can see. But we're getting there. Again, sorry about the dust, but I think it's going to be fine. Since you can see that, maybe I'll do another coat. Maybe do like a silver dry brush over everything just to kind of give it a look. Maybe we'll let it gloss. I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll cut this out and see how it looks with it on there. But yeah, I'm all right with this helmet. For the first Denziman I've actually tried with, I think it's going to be an okay test. It's an okay test. Like I said, Red, we're definitely doing a stunt. It's just too big for me to have a piece of plastic that big just to waste, because I'll probably screw it up. And that's on me. As for the other ones, maybe we'll try. Blue's a little smaller, so maybe we'll try blue. Has some hard curves in it, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm just rambling. I apologize. I'll cut this out. I'll get this in. If it's all good, maybe I'll talk about what I'm going to do here and how I got the LEDs wired up. They're just in parallel, I think, is how I'm going to do it. And I got a little 5-volt battery. Or not 5-volt, 9-volt battery packs here that we're just going to wire in. And I did test it with a battery. I didn't use this yet, but I tested with a battery. And it all lit up and looked pretty cool. So I'm hoping, from 6 foot away, I think it's going to look pretty sick. So that's plan. That's where we're at. There's those curves you can see down in there that I was complaining about. Nothing I can do about that, but getting there. Looking good. So I'll be 100 with you. I'm not a professional with electronic stuff. I'm not a big soldering dude. I get the gist of it to a point. I'm sure that was sloppy, and if I leave the whole thing in there, I'm sure someone is losing their mind because I'm just doing it wrong. But we got, we're all lit up. We're good to go. So I'm not sure if I did this before, but it's just 4 LEDs to a little 9-volt battery pack. They were way brighter than I thought they were. They were supposed, like what I read online, these are good for 5 to 12 volt. if you do more than, like, I think it said 2 on the reviews on Amazon. If you do more than 2 on a 9-volt, they kind of get a little dim. Oh my God, if that's dim, then I don't even want to see what just one is. So we have, I think, a solid start. I think that's going to look real cool. We're going to get this visor a little fixed in here a little bit better. It does fit. There's just like right here and up here, they were too tall, so kind of stick out a little bit there. But I think once we get the rest like tacked in, it should come together pretty all right. But that's what we're going to be working with. I think that looks awesome. I think we really did it. Knocked it out of the park here. Again, they're not going to be lit all the time. It's just something cool. And you don't have to do this. I just thought, if we're going for it, might as well go for it. I'm going to do a little bit of touch-up paint jobs on like the brain part. I thought, I don't know why I thought this would like mask a little bit more, like kind of make it a little hazy, which we could, sand the edges of it maybe. But I kind of like the straight clear look. So I think that's what we're going to roll with. Again, it's just like these 2 that are too tall that are just like pushing us up. Because it fits pretty nice. It's a little like not perfect over here because the buck didn't print there. We had a little fail with the supports. So I just went with it anyway, and I think it turned out great. Still not happy with the visor at all, even a little bit. But I think we're going to do stunt for the next ones. We have to do stunt on the red because I don't have plastic that big, if that makes sense. I was worried about this getting too hot, but that's not too bad. We're just going to take this and probably hot glue it somewhere. Should have an on-off button. We'll probably Velcro it, actually, because then I can take the battery out, because I don't want the battery sitting. We can put it on top, put a little bit of foam over it. And I'll hot glue these wires down once we figure out where we're going to put it so they're not getting, pulled all the time. But yeah, I'm happy with that. I think it's pretty sick. Next, I think I'm going to touch up this stuff a little bit. The metallic paints aren't that great looking. Gonna fix in the visor here. I think just some super glue, honestly. Should be fine. It annoys me it doesn't fit super nice. It fits nice, it's just bulges some places because it was too big. Which I kind of knew was going to be an issue, but... So when we print I'm going to have to reprint the stuff I use for the brain for the other ones, even skinnier, if that makes sense. So, I don't remember what I did to these. I dropped them down in the build plate a good bit. Like the discs are okay, but these like capacitor things don't fit real well. Which I knew that was going to happen. I did. I just was hoping it wouldn't be as bad. I think it's going to be great. I really do. So we're going to do that. I'll get this installed, and then we're going to clear coat it. And magnets, elastic. And we'll get to the spin around. You can see the terrible visor in 360 glory. But that's the plan. I'm really happy with how this came together. It kind of took the fear of doing the rest away, because they're sitting there kind of ready to wet sand. And I think I'm just going to commit, and we're going to do it, do the brains and all that. So, yeah, let's get at it. Touched up a little bit. Not super happy with it still, but we're going to call it. We're just going to clear it now, and then I'll put the top visor on, because with visors, I have a hard time with them not running when I clear them. So, and that's clear, so it probably wouldn't really matter, but we're just going to avoid the issue altogether and just clear this, and then I'm not rubbing the paint when I'm trying to squish that stupid thing on. It just seems easier to me. I don't know. But yep, let's clear it and see what happens. Clear really brought this together. I think it looks a lot better, the clear on it. But we are going to install the top visor here best we can without ruining everything and swearing a lot, hopefully. And then magnets, elastic, and we're done. First Denziman helmet. This still not like absolutely positively sure this is going to be the only one with an actual visor, but you know, it's feeling that way, if that makes sense. But again, we will see. We will see. Some of the other ones are smaller and a more angled kind of shape. This is like, this one had the rounded sides that we screwed up pretty bad. So it doesn't seem as difficult to me to do that. But we'll see. You'll find out in those upcoming videos. For this, I think we should be able to super glue this. Looking at the screen used one, they're actually like screwed in. But I think glue is going to be more than adequate for all we're doing. I mean, I do a lot of flips in these, but not enough to worry about it, you know. So that's the plan. That's where we're at. We get that in, and then we will get to the spin around. All right, she's not sitting super flush. Again, I think it's because I had some of the stuff too tall. I think that wire right there, but it looks okay. I don't really care for that, you know, but this is holding it up. All right, I don't know. I probably should have did something. I don't know if we could heat it up, maybe push it down. This side's nice, you know. I'll think about it. I'm gonna let this sit. Maybe the glue will harden a little better. But yep, that's how it's gonna be, I guess. And then we'll put the rest of the stuff in and get this spin around. Our first Denziman done. Well, second. I'm looking at blue up there. That is terrible. And you will see that in Blue's video. I'm going to save that. And I think Blue's getting to the point where it's going to be quite a step up from where we are even now. So this is pink. Issues. I'll be honest. There are some. One, made this stuff in here a little too big for some places, and we had some bulge. It's not like super flush, but it's close enough. This side is super flush. This side not so much. But there's nothing to do with how we vacuum formed or anything. Like I said, I just made some of this stuff in here a little too big, so it didn't quite work when we put it on, because it pushes it up. And we already had a paint and everything, so it was a little late to adjust. Visor, like I said, you got these bulges on the side. I didn't heat it enough. Fix that in the not in Denzi Red. Denzi Red is going to be a stunt. It's already got paint on it. It's a little late for that. But the other three will have visors. They're already formed, so I'm not talking it up. We had like a little paint issue here. It cracked a little bit, and a couple of those dust specks up here. But other than that, I think it turned out rather well. You can't tell those issues unless you're like right up in it. Like, I don't think you can tell just looking at it. Lights went well. All I have is that 9-volt battery pack in here with a little switch. We just turn it on. And they're really bright. Like, they're almost like too bright. Again, I thought they would be dimmer. It said 2 9-volt battery and they started getting dimmer. So we'll see how the other ones go. Maybe I'll put 5 in and see if they get a little less bright. Maybe we could add some more wires up top. I haven't done the brains completely on all of them yet. Red's close. We got the bits in, but we didn't do the LEDs and the wires yet. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. We are certainly getting there with these Denziman. They are very intimidating. These are probably like in the top 5 intimidating helmets. Up there with Q Ranger, Kier Major, most common rider helmets, and then like Samurai, because they're visors. I can't really think of anything else that's like super difficult. Go 5's up there, Lightspeed Rescue, and I guess Bokenshire. There are some doozies. There are some doozy series, but you know, we're learning, we're getting there. We'll make it all happen. And thanks for watching. I hope you're looking forward to the rest of the Denziman helmets. I know older Sentai isn't for everybody, but give it a shot. These helmets deserve to be seen. You should see the series. They are all great in their own ways. I'm not going to say they're like, you know, chef's kiss of early superhero stuff, but, you know, they have merit. And I think there's a reason that Sentai's lasted so long. Because even, you know, people grew up watching the early stuff and, you know, passed it on to their kids, and that's kind of how life goes. So yeah, thanks for watching. If there's a helmet you want to see, let me know. We'll try to make it happen. Working on a ton of helmets. If you join the lives, you know we got like 70 helmets in the process. So there's a lot coming. We just started 5-Man and Dynaman as new teams, so those shall be coming once we get these finished, and Sun Vulcan and Gogol 5. So a lot in the works. Again, we have newer stuff speckled in between, so you don't get bored with just the old stuff. I'm going to be redoing some on the shelf as well. Hopefully soon. But yeah, thanks for watching. Follow and subscribe. It really helps me out. Make sure you do that on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Twitter as well. Made a lot of new Twitter friends recently with doing some commissions for some people. So it's always nice making new friends, for sure. If you're interested in merch, store down in my link tree. Check it out. And other than that, thanks for watching, and have a great day.